right now, my mind. My sister's actually the fire.
Okay, I mean, you think that I can look, otherwise I'll get a hold of my police, you can find out what's going on. I'll get it from. Put it in the thing.
Where you gonna close it?
Said something that will help me help the city. With respect to my supervisor.
It's a lot. Where's Jason? Go throw What? Door. We're supposed to lie before you came in. Hey, they board that sidewalk.
I got, I gotta talk to this, I'm like, good sleep, you're doing for the company that you can contact. Hey, Jay.
How's it going? We
Left in detailed message last Wednesday.
All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and call our study session to order. It is 6:30 p.m. If we can stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Williams, Reed, Stewart, Ross, Davis, French, and Mayor Snyder.
We'll try to get through as easy as possible. We will have a couple of public hearings before we are going to be asked to approve resolution. The first is going to be the adoption of our capital improvement plan. So.
Yeah.
Give us the highlight of this.
For council members and our citizens. The capital improvement plan is part of the planning process. It's a requirement of our, master plan. And also aids us in helping direct where public dollars should be spent in the maintenance, repair, and capital items such as water, sewer, equipment. On top of that, we're in a, I don't want to say an urgent matter or hurry, but we are, wanting to get this turned back into the state as part of our redevelopment ready, grant effort. So we had the legislation review it and we're very comfortable with that.
Any questions? you'd like to answer? Okay. Next, we'll have a couple of hearings for the grant proposal. First will be for 300 Superior 105 order. Then the next will be for 215 37.
Just a comment, this is same strategy that these investments and with all these is. We've done, the city council's approved these things.
So this is just giving them the opportunity to apply for funding public support. All right, next we are going to be asked to approve professional service agreement with Whiteman for Beamer Magnata and team improvements. There's sufficient in your packet. If you want to get the highlights.
Yes, this is part of our $2.5 million grant for doing, Dean, Magnata, and
Beamer.
And so, we're trying to line up the stars. Stadium's in a hurry. Nisha is in trying to get all of our ducks lined up with the funding agency, which is us. And we can go into more depth about that.
Any questions for our city manager on this? We have several related items that are to this improvement project. Next, we're gonna be asked to approve the environmental review of the Weston West.
Again, Mayor, we have a gene related to gene Maynard and Beamer. These are requirements of the federal government in carrying out some state Michigan to make sure that we're in compliance with all grants. What they want to see as far as competitive bidding.
Also, we're gonna be asked to approve Carter Consulting for the grant administration of this. Sorry, I just skipped on that. Hold on that one.
Again, we're required to have a certified grant administrator on, familiar with Carter. I worked with her in Litchfield, very capable, sometimes hard to get along with, but, she's, doing her job. So we look forward in having her help us.
So I guess I don't remember or recall having utilized an outside grant administrator for some of our other projects other than.
Well, what ended up happening is about 4 years ago, these grants have become so inundated with details. A lot of communities weren't applying. And so state of Michigan said, we need to make it easier for our communities to apply and to administer this grant fund. So about 4 years ago, they made it a requirement that we have to have a grant administrator. And they'll help us close it out, make sure we're in compliance.
So that's not something that each municipality could have within house.
That's kind
Do we have any questions for the manager of this item? Okay. And we're gonna be asked to approve, Sericon for the use of it.
That is the historic portion of the grant. We're also required to have a SHPO or State Historical Preservation Office group, just to make sure that, there's no interference with Indian burial grounds or any type of structures that might be related or considered.
Why move it?
Yes.
Any questions, manager, on that item?
No, we can wait.
Oh, go ahead. The road. All right. Next, we're gonna be asked to approve a deer management policy.
Yes, Madam Mayor, members of council, in your agenda pad. Proposed. This is, had two issues over the last year, related to, deer management, one involving others with a car accident. Staff had felt that it should bring me, a template that other communities throughout the state of Michigan have adopted. A successful program as to get details of why we're doing this. But it is a well-researched policy, and we look forward to informing council that as we move.
Do you have any questions for either, commander or third council?
Yeah, I got a pretty nice size, what out there in my yard, you know, I'm over taking my.
It's the first two dogs that.
I'm joking. I'm joking, I can only imagine come, winter.
Oh, but they will come over and eat them all now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they eat everybody.
You don't like it.
The rings,
No, that's good, we're doing something.
Director Curdy, do you have anything to add about them? I know you kind of.
No, the city of Marshall's been doing this for about 30 years now. Very successful. When you've been going to public works expos and conferences throughout the state, and it's surprising how many communities are actually doing it, especially on the east side of the state. I would not think that Farmington Hills, Southfield, all of you doing this, but because of the amount of car accidents that are occurring, loss loss of vegetation, and especially with us, with the solar fields, is pushing them out of their natural habitat closer into the city. And talking to public safety, the numbers have actually gone up here that we still that have been hit by cars, which then brings another issue in. We can only take in so many dead animals to the tree dump for Evo, and I have to keep track of it. So if we take too many in, that puts us in a different tier, and I have to figure out a different way to dispose of carcasses. So we've all seen a huge rise in deer population. The other part of this is the amount of meat that they can produce to give to food bank. It's actually, they're looking at about 200 servings for each deer that you harvest. So our minimum is going to be 2 per person. They have to take to a certain processor. It's through the DNR and through the health department, and all that has to go through. So they can do any other type of money. And this is strictly bone marrow firearms.
Meridian Township has one of these programs, very, very successful. That's Meridian Township. They can make it here. I myself have pulled 3 out of our friends. That's only September 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it was, no surprise, we had a conversation with some of the sustainability of the college. And they were very excited to hear an opportunity. Yeah. Who is responsible for the harvest?
So the employees that park there will have to pay for the license. They'll have to pay processing to $110 per year. Considering most people lease property, there's property around Albion, they're paying upwards of, my conversation with a contractor, $5,000 a year. I myself lease 153 acres. I pay $600. That's just, that has nothing to do with licenses, the processing. So it's gonna cost an employee about $250. The city-owned properties on the river, tree dump. And work with DNR, get out. Run by both public safety and public. Yeah. It would go from October 1st to actually January 11th to expand the season because of deer population. And since 2002 to 2022, the statewide, there's been 30% less deer hunters. Traditional.
Next, we're gonna be asked to approve, the expenses for replacement, all, for windows and roof.
Yes, this is probably more for Director Kern, but he's done an excellent job of researching, in the spring. We had incurred some damage, to our roof. Also, our windows are in bad place, I believe. We settled, with the insurance company for $39,000 to replace the roof. And so, we have that along with the windows that we need to start putting. They're antiquated, built in about 1933, and so it's time that we address those windows. I welcome any questions, and Jason has done an excellent job.
I just had a thought. Given all of the expenses we're looking to put in that aging building, has there been thoughts building new?
Has city manager Snyder actually looked at it before, and it's just basically securing funds to do it. problem is we have to do something because the windows themselves are leaking. The last big downpour that we had, I was actually in the clerk's office, second floor, and it leaked the middle of the window to super cheap. They're single pane glass windows that and building since built. So we're really at that point where we have to do something. Clock's just not gonna do it. And so, yes, we did look at getting that years back. But I
And let's be able to see how we would be. What process we would need to follow to look at the potential. Being able to, I just don't think this is the end, you know, that building is just so old. There's gonna be other issues.
I will be coming back for next fiscal year, so to fix the backside. This is just the front windows on the main section of City Hall. Placing also, and read along Cat Street, Fire Station Distribution. Has nothing to do with the window that's in the middle of City Hall, one that's by the staircase, and one behind the council chambers. The one that's the staircase going down, all that wood is all rotted away. It's getting bad. And so it's next fiscal year, we're gonna try to budget for some more. Tackle it a little bit.
In the world of public finance, as a city council and an administrator, we have to be very vigilant about how to spend dollars, how we borrow money. Right now, we've gotten ourselves, great momentum in fixing the utilities, water and sewer, and we have a long ways to go. We have approximately 51 miles of streets, and, those streets are utility profile. That is running about $100, about $200 a foot per utility. So we have a long ways to go in that endeavor. On the other side of municipal finance, in the city hall case, one of the things that we've run into is classified as institutional buildings, jails, prisons, hospitals, schools, city halls, fire department. Post-COVID world, seen in residential, about $300 a square foot. For institutional buildings, it's about $1,000 a square foot. So we have to be very vigilant and strategic about the way that we're going to plan our capital improvements and the way we debt. So I would, if council wants to go forward with looking at all of our infrastructure, I would strongly suggest that the new manager, Department of Public Works, or all of our staff, including David and Eric, sit down with committee or with council and probably legal counsel to see how we would want to structure that financing of those improvements. I'm not trying to throw a wet blanket. I'm just want to tell you that line street, it requires a lot of, and finance and a lot of strategic forethought. That's it.
The building itself is in good shape. It just, there hasn't been a lot of upkeep in preventative maintenance for a long time. And now the checks, like I said before, is kind of coming due. And so over the years, in my tenure being there, I've seen this window replaced over here, this one done over on this side of the building, but nothing really like the plan of actual attack. Then there were times the city did not have the funds to do it. So they just had to get by with what they put. So overall, the city hall is in very good shape. It's just here's
I guess we can discuss those further at a later date. Do you have any questions for either Director Kerner, the manager on this item? Right, and then lastly, we are going to be asked to put the resolution for the Michigan Historic Preservation Network. And actually, have my name on here, but Councilman Frost had requested this be added to the agenda. And so if you want to say a few words, well, because he sent it to me, and then I sent it to you guys, and originally from Councilman Frost.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, so, this I got through, State Rep Widgie's, information that he sent out. I know he was one of the authors of, these two bills, along with, another, Democrat state representative. And what this does is it not only preserves, but expands the current, historic tax credits that are available. In fact, we're talking about, funding for old buildings. This pretty much takes what is, right now at about $5 million, a year to $100 million a year, which is significant, and especially for a city like ours, where a huge portion of our buildings, both public and private, are fit into that historic tax credit qualifying category. This would be a really great thing, especially since these buildings, as we know, are traditionally very difficult to get standard financing for. So these would be two bills that would be really great to pass. Currently, they are pending at the House level right now. But anything that we can do to help support that would be good for all of us.
Any question for Councilman Frost?
I would also.
Right.
State historic tax credits completely cover about 25% of the total historic restoration efforts. So I work for a historic theater, we're applying, we have a $15 million project here. That means we can only ask for 5 million. That's the entire state allocation. So this expansion helps a lot.
Any other questions on this item? And address council? Renee?
In Great Lake, two things adopted. First of all, here's, they need the college's permission to the nature center. And there's gatherings on south of Belmont. Western Center. Any night you can see anywhere from 5 to 30 deer gathering. So those are the ones that eat our plants. So go for it. Then secondly, historic grants. With City Hall. A tax credit would help, but it grants. I think the building's certainly old enough model. And its architect with some of the improvements has certainly not. So that might be worth thinking about. I don't know what the parameters are, how much you can change it and upgrading it, but over that.
Anybody else like to see any of this? We will move it. We have a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Adjourned. 53.